Welcome to another edition of our Fearless Football Forecast. The usual gang is here. We're thick into the football season now, guys.
Yeah.
And just like I said last week, only 4 games, but looks like some good matchups here. So get ready.
Yeah, I would agree. A lot of teams in Pitt County in particular are looking to maybe bounce back from rough weeks the week before. You know what I mean?
True. It was an interesting last Friday.
It was.
Last week.
That's one way of putting it.
So, speaking of, Tony, start us off here. D.H. Conley coming off a heartbreaking loss, travels to an undefeated West Carteret team.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that we were all kind of shocked by the outcome of that Conley-Washington game. Conley seemed to be in control. Then in a 9-minute span, Washington completely took the reins, and kudos to Washington for getting the win. That was a huge turnaround.
Yeah.
Our guy Stephen Iga, who wrote the story, he texted me after the game and said he still didn't believe what he had just seen and that words wouldn't do it justice. Stephen wrote a pretty good story, but still, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, definitely. What's your pick there? The Vikings going to bounce back?
I think they do. West Carteret is 3-0, but they haven't exactly played a murderer's row as far as competition goes, and I feel like Conley is itching to get back on the field after that loss last week. I think they'll move to 3-1.
Cool. Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Conley also. I know that's a long road trip out to Morehead City.
It is.
You know, it's Conley played 2 complete games the first 2 weeks of the season, so we'll see if that's if they fall back to that trend or not. But I really think they will. I think Washington's a lot better than we thought coming into last week, and I think Conley goes in and gets a big win.
All right, I'm going with the Vikings as well. These teams, this is a non-conference games this year, but last year they were in the same conference. Conley's kind of owned the last couple of years here. They won big last year, so I'm going with the Vikes to get a win. Next game, Jim, a team that you've seen in North Pitt, they're hosting South Central.
Yeah, that's a team that played Conley already this year, but the Panthers played well with Conley for the first half, and they kind of fell apart. But last 2 weeks they come up with some pretty good wins against Ayden-Grifton last week. They pretty much dominated the game.
Yeah.
South Central, it's kind of hard to tell what they have. They're coming off a bye week. They haven't gotten a win yet. Now they have to go on the road to the North Pitt, and I think we're still trying to figure out what South Central's identity is at this point.
Definitely. Yeah, what's your pick in that one?
I'm going to go with North Pitt. I mean, I know we're looking at 2A versus 4A, but I think North Pitt's big playability will be the difference in this one.
Yeah.
They got 3 or 4 guys who can take the ball the distance at any point, and I think that'll be the difference.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going with the Panthers as well. I think it was me and you that picked against North Pitt
We
last
did,
week.
and they showed us.
They burned me, and Tony, so I'm not making that mistake again. Although I like the bye week factor with South Central.
Of course you do.
I'm going North Pitt. I'm not picking against them 2 weeks in a row.
I hear
Tony.
you. It's a matchup between 2 of the best running backs in the county, in Furlow and State. And I think those guys will be key. I feel like North Pitt is riding the momentum. They'll be home. I think they'll win.
All right, sounds good. Next game, I'll take this one. I've seen Rose play twice. They're 3-0, going to 3-0 Rocky Mount. I think this is going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
I think 2 good teams with a lot of explosive, big playability. With a win, Rose can move to 4-0 for the first time since 2006. That was also last year they won a state championship.
Yeah.
I don't know if this team is state championship good, but I think we're dealing with a playoff team that can make some noise. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
They're talented. The defense is making huge stops and really playing well. So I think that's the game. If Rose wins this game, I think we're dealing with a really good team. So this is a litmus test type of game. My pick there, I'm going with the Rampants. They're 3-0. They're hot. I think it's a close game. I think they need to get physical and kind of grind it out. But I'll go with Rose to beat Rocky Mount.
Yeah, it's a tough trip, and it's always a good rivalry between these 2 teams, no matter where they play. Rocky Mount's crowd will be fired up. I feel like Rose will keep it going, though. I think their defense is just a little bit better. I think that'll lead them to a win.
All right, Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think Rose's defense is the difference.
Yeah.
They've just been incredible all season so far. And I think it continues this week, and I think they win another close ball game. But I think that Rose
probably a
comes out
low-scoring game.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, good call. Good call. All right, last one, Tony here. Ayden-Grifton at Farmville Central. A weird game, but one that I think is going to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think Farmville Central is probably the surprise of the early season so far, off to a 2-0 start. Kudos to Coach Gardner and that team and what they've done. And you got to feel good for them after having a couple of rough seasons. And then on the other side, Ayden-Grifton 0-3 for the first time since I can remember, since I've been here, and I started here in 2005. They rarely get off to a start like this. The move to 2A has not treated them well so far.
Yep. What's your pick in that one?
I'm going to pick Ayden-Grifton to get off the schneid. I feel like they're going to try to correct some of the mistakes. They've been turning the ball over way too much, which is not characteristic of a Cornwell coach team. I feel like they'll get the win. I feel like it'll be close.
All right, Jim.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well. I was kind of leaning toward the Jaguars earlier this week, but the more I think about it, I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I just think that they're just itching to get a win. I know they're gonna be on the road, but from what I understand, they've been a little banged up so far this year. But I think they'll eke out a close win.
All right. Man, I want to go with the Jaguars and ride the hot hand. I'll do it.
Good.
Whatever. I'll go with Farmville at home. I think it's going to be close. I think they really, really have to play well to do it. But, hey, they're 2-0. I'll go with Farmville with, I guess, could be a little bit of an upset pick there.
Maybe.
But yeah, there's our picks. There's this week's games. Check reflector.com and grab the paper, and we'll see you back next week.